Hello and welcome back to Cardboard Decoy Plays Don't Starve. Now let's go ahead and it took me a long time to find a decent spot to sit down in. But so this is where we started over here in this area. I went up here, found a whole lot of mineable stuff, which is where we'll be going to try to get gold. Unless we decide to go to Senior Pig King here, who is admittedly far closer and easier to get to than all the way up here. There's also a graveyard somewhere. Where did I see that graveyard? There's a lot of ponds up there, which would be good for morsels. Where did I see the graveyard? It wasn't over here. Ah, yeah, there it is. It's disguised by the rocks there. So, hopefully in this particular playthrough we'll be able to see what the Pig King actually does, among other things. But first of all, let's go ahead and establish a base. Oh yeah, desert's down here, so we'll try to explore that as well. Yes. Oh, and the Glommer statue. Okay, so there's a lot of new and interesting things happening here that should be very interesting to find out. I did find a touchstone over here, so we have a resurrection spot. And then this interesting little set piece here is where we're going to set up base, because I think this terrain right here counts as man-made, which means that lure plants have a very hard time growing there in a way that's threatening to us. I also found, like, basically every kind of piece of clothing. There are a lot of set pieces sitting around. Like, there's also this up here. I found a chest and a freezer with a thermometer next to it and a dead adventurer. So yeah, no, it was a pretty good little spawning area, pretty good little wander around and find stuff kind of situation. So right now, though, I want to go ahead and start trying to mine so we can have a more permanent fire fixture here. Hold on. Yeah, no, I think we should be able to probably not get enough stone before nighttime falls, but we'll be able to get a good chunk of it to start, and then we can go from there. So, but yeah, we're right next to a new kind of biome over here, and there's some walls there that we can harvest for stone as well. That's a pretty good source of it. But yeah, we are a little lower on the food end of things than I would like to be, and we'll have to fix that fairly quickly. And otherwise, yeah, I mean, we're in a relatively good area to start with. I think we can manage to do some good stuff here if we play our cards right, at least. And we'll be able to, yeah, hopefully do a lot better on this playthrough than I did the last one. There's a few different things I want to try to do before it gets too late in the game to be able to do that. And we'll see how it actually ends up turning out, regardless. So, okay, picked up all of this stuff. And yeah, so we'll, oh hey, there's carved stone there as well. See, there's all kinds of freaking stuff just sort of laying around in this map that I generated, and it's interesting to me, to say the least. So let's go ahead and, yeah, we have enough for a for-real fire pit. We're going to build it right here. Alright, and we're going to cook some carrots up. Well, we'll need probably about 8 to completely fill up. So, a couple things about WX78 here, who I will from here on be calling the robot, because WX78 is hard to remember and say constantly, and I don't want to end up saying it over and over again in a fashion that's eventually just going to lose all meaning. And we'll build our endothermic fire right over there. Hold on, yeah, we can mine these trees. Oh, well, you know, and it's going to immediately run out, that's fine. We'll go down here and pick up this stuff really super quickly. Where did I see that set piece? It was right over here. It's a little hard to do in the middle of the night, admittedly. Yeah, there we go. Pickaxe. It's a little deteriorated, but that's fine. It's not going to bother us too much. Okay, and then, pretty parasol. No, we want pickaxe. Where is pickaxe? There we go. Let's, yeah, we'll mine this out. I think it's just a bunch of marble that we can get there. That's totally cool, though. We want marble because you can make armor with the marble, and it makes you move slower, but it's super defensive, and that might come in handy, to say the least. But our first goal right now is actually getting some meat that we could trade for gold with the Pig King. Let's go ahead and drop that, and then, can we make a trap? Let's make a trap, so we can catch some rabbits. We don't have the resources to be able to make a boomerang just yet, so we'll do it with traps. We'll get one morsel and then go get some gold so we can make our science station and then start really progressing on how this base is constructed. So, a couple things about WX78 though. As I was saying before I sidetracked myself, he starts with absurdly low stats. Like, he only starts with 100 of everything, and that's not really great. However, this can be counteracted by eating gears. Whenever you eat gears, which are otherwise an incredibly valuable resource for a lot of things, he gets stat bonuses. So he gets a little bit more max hunger, a little bit more max sanity, and pretty decent amount of max health increased. So, hold on, let me collect my thoughts here. Here we go. This is what we want. We want rabbits. So I'm just gonna let's consolidate some of our inventory here. There we go. That works. And we'll probably need to cut down some trees here pretty soon. So that's not a big deal though. And our rabbit's going to spawn. Please spawn rabbits. Rabbits spawn now. If I actually had about if I had several more traps, I'd just stick them on top of all of these holes and then, hope for the best, basically. But it seems a little tedious at the moment. I don't feel like doing it. Not my idea of fun, to say the least. Going around just picking up grass and twigs so that we can make very basic traps for everything. Okay, one rabbit has spawned, but he's close enough to run into his hole no matter how close we get to it. I think. And do I want to chance it? Nah, yep, there we go. Okay. Set trap. Alright. Get caught. Yes. Thank you. And murder. Fantastic. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go visit the Pig King and then trade him for some gold. So the Pig King, actually, oh man, I could have done it with this gnome. Yeah, let's pick up this gnome too. That'll give us a lot of gold. Okay, so the Pig King is an interesting mechanic. For those of you who are unfamiliar or uninitiated, you basically give him things and he will just throw tons of gold at you. Where he gets this gold, nobody knows, and that's totally fine. We won't ask any questions that we don't have to. Regardless, he is a very valuable resource in that he makes gold a completely perfection. Okay, cool. And there's some way to make these shrink and grow. I don't know how to do it. But yeah, so gold becomes a renewable resource because you can just give him stuff. There we go. We get 1 gold for a piece of meat, and then the random junk that isn't used for anything else is anywhere from 4 to 12 pieces of gold, something like that. I don't know the exact numbers. I just know that it's worth quite a bit. Alright, what else do we need for Science Machine? We need 4 rocks and 4 logs. So let's go ahead and cut down some wood here. It's day 4, so we could run into a poison birch nut, but let's bank on that not happening. How about that? So, why you always gotta be a downer? Why you gotta think that the worst possible thing's gonna happen? That's not cool. Okay. So, here we go. Chopping down birch trees, whatever. I have this tendency to identify things by their, gametes, I guess, or zygotes. What would you consider a seed? What's the mammalian equivalent of a seed? Is that a zygote? Is it a fetus? That's a, maybe a reasonable question that doesn't really need to be asked. So, yeah, that's just me musing on that kind of thing. There you go. There's your stream of consciousness, bizarreness for the day. What is a seed in mammalian terms? I'm gonna go with embryo, actually, I guess. But then what was a sprout? Is that a toddler? Is it maybe some sort of infant? I'm not sure. Anyways. So regardless, the point is that we're cutting down adult trees to harvest their offspring, and that's okay with me for now. I'm not going to complain about it too much. We're going to go ahead and, yeah, you know what? I think I'll go ahead and completely stock up on these. So, a Glommer statue is here. Now, Glommers, I'm not 100% on. I need to pick up that pan flute, though. That is probably a useful thing to have around, but I don't have the inventory space for it. Which is a little unfortunate. Let's see. I don't think the moles will pick it up, though. We've also got clockwork guys over here, so that's real good. That's a decent way to start things out. And so we'll come back and collect those later and make our refrigerators with it. That's what I want to do, at least. I want to make sure we have a way to store food indefinitely, and also ice whenever the time comes. Okay, good. Well, we had 3 of those spawn, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and run. I'm in no mood to deal with them, and they'll despawn over time, so... Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm taking quite a bit of damage from these. That probably wasn't the smartest idea. Okay, well, we don't even have a way to carry it anyway, so that's my bad. Okay, there we go. We'll go ahead and just do that. And how much axe do we have left? We have 4 durability on an axe. Let's just kill it to keep the space. There we go. And then we'll head back down over this way. Actually, you know what? We can pick up the straw hat and pick up some twigs. That's fine. That works too. Yeah, those birch trees are just going to roar at us unnecessarily. And, yeah, we'll wander back onto base. Oh, hey, you know what? We'll pick up this axe. Why the hell not? Yeah, that's a 100 durability axe. That's kind of awesome. Okay. And, yeah, base is just right over here. Could build some extra road, maybe, or have taken the road, but whatever. I like making things difficult on myself. Shut up. Let's go ahead and add log one. Okay, thank you, programmer joke. Yeah, rocks. Don't have enough rocks, probably. Let's drop some of this excess here. And how many rocks do we have? Not enough. Yeah, that is not enough rocks. We need to cook some food really quick. Okay. And speaking of which, we're actually pretty freakishly low on food. That's going to become a problem here pretty soon. All this reestablishment. It would get me down if I wasn't, like, used to the idea of it, basically. Okay. Pick up seeds. Let's go ahead and pick up grass. Try to find something to do through the night here. And, but yeah, so the plan is we'll make our science machine, just to start things out, like, in the standard way. And, actually, let's go ahead and drop our axe. We don't have any moles nearby, so we can drop our gold without too much issue. And then we'll make a pickaxe. There we go. Finish mining out all of this marble. There's a couple interesting things you can do with moles as well. I kind of did a little investigating on that a while back, and we might try to do maybe some mole farming, since there's like a ton of moles up there. So it wouldn't be the worst idea. One thing we might want to try to make fairly soon is going to be an umbrella, and that requires pig butts and spider web. So there's a few different things. I haven't found any spiders nearby, unfortunately. Like, if there were more spider nests nearby, I'd feel a little bit better. But right now, they seem to be kind of out of the way. Like, we're going to have to go pretty far north for that. So there might be some journeying, but first and foremost, I mean, we want to make sure we have at least a reliable source of food to travel on. And maybe get everything up to crock pots done. And some drying racks maybe even as well. These are all things, these are plans, these are ideas that I hopefully will be able to accomplish here within, you know, 3 or 4 episodes. I'm going to try to, again, keep the tedium filtered a little bit, at least, and that way keep the game flowing and whatnot. Where are rocks? Like, we have no rocks near us. We could probably go to the desert and get the non-flint rocks, the flintless rocks, if you will, but I don't know if that's actually going to help our situation the way we want it to. So we might just go on a little bit of a journey here. Let's go ahead and we'll head north and maybe even set up a camp. Now, the only thing that worries me about the quarry is, you see those eggs, those are tall bird nests. There's a lot of tall birds up there. And tall birds, they wouldn't be such a big deal if they weren't so gosh darn good at killing you. That's, you know, that's to be expected at this point. Oh, you know what? I could probably... Well, now I can't make the science machine without rocks. Okay, I was going to say I was going to make a hammer and go hammer those walls that are over there, but I think we'll just go ahead and move up this way and deal with it. And go ahead and pick saplings, make sure our twig count is up pretty high. We'll need them. And, yeah, we got caccoons everywhere. That's fine, I guess. We do have beefalo just a little bit south of us. It's a little uncomfortably close. Beefalo could present a problem long term if we're not careful, but, you know, we'll deal with it. It's a little sacrifice that will end up going a long way for us. We'll pick some flowers too along the way. And we are going to need another pretty parasol if we want to survive the rain. So that's the other thing. It did rain while in between videos, and you do take damage constantly while that's happening, and that is kind of a downer. Alright, let me pretty parasol up. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. That'll be a little bit more of a sanity increase for us as well. That'll help keep everything up. And we got some rocks on the way. That's totally fine. Hopefully I still have enough inventory space for all of that. Okay. And bam. Niter will be useful in the future. And yeah, clearly I chopped down some trees there earlier. There, okay. We will come back here with a hammer eventually and break down that refrigerator for the gears. So we'll see how that goes. I think maybe that's part of my first goal is going to be able to have refrigeration reliably here pretty quickly so we can start storing food and it'll last that much longer while I get everything else set up. Let's just go ahead and harvest all the rocks that we can find. It's kind of nice that rocks tend to show up in the savanna biome quite consistently. So, alright, until we get a full stack of something. I want to catch up on these fairly well. Hey, there's some spiders. If we were in a combat-ready sort of position, I would totally fight them, but alas and alack, we are not. Yeah, we'll eat the carrots so that we can start carrying berries as well. Alright. And yeah, just keep everything else stocked up. And yeah, I mean, we're starting. This is starting. Trying to think of fun stories to tell. I already told my Flaming Log War story, so we won't get into that too much. Also, to fuel these bonfires, we attached a water hose head to a rope. We had no saws. Like, we didn't have a way to actually cut down trees or anything. And so, what we would do is find dead limbs and throw this lasso that we made out of a water hose head and some rope. And it hooked around real well. Like, we actually climbed a tree that way. Like, it was a pretty awesome little, I guess, hook-shotty sort of device, implement, whatever you want to call it. And it worked really well to also pull down branches whenever we needed them. And that's how we kept a lot of our fires fueled if we couldn't. We cleared out all the dead wood that was laying around pretty quickly. And yeah, once again, living in the boondocks. Good times, really. And you know what? Might as well get more grass. Why the hell not? Okay. Yeah, we're pretty okay on food. That was the last of our roasted carrots. We've got a decent amount of wood. I'm just kind of taking stock here of where we would like to be. That's just a Maxwell statue and some stuff. There's no killables over there. And then we're pretty close to the graveyard, so well, let's go ahead and start heading back. I'll pick up grass on the way. This is enough to make the science machine, although our gold's back at base, of course, so no big deal there, really. Yeah, so let's go ahead and head down this way and go back to base and go from there. We don't have any more slots for the carrots, unfortunately. Yeah, here's that set piece that I found. Pretty weird. Just sort of randomly taking the temperature there. Okay. We have 20 days till winter. I determined it was autumn because the rabbit holes are actually open. So, for what it's worth observation-wise, yeah, it's definitely autumn, and we'll have to start thinking warm. Although we found plenty of caps already, and there is a breezy vest that I found as well, rather fortunately. So, we might be okay for clothing. We'll go ahead and we'll make a thermal stone naturally, and then start trying to figure out dry weather clothes in the middle of winter, which would be, you know, relatively challenging, I'm sure. Hello, Pig King. Okay. We're pretty close to base. We just walked through a little autumn territory here. Oh, he's coughing up something. What you coughing up? Hey, it's a birch nut. Alright. Oh, he ate it immediately, so, yeah, thanks for nothing, basically. Okay. So, yeah, if you keep the catcoons around, you can befriend them and keep them fed, and they'll follow you around and spit up stuff like that fairly periodically, so that's cool, I guess. Okay. There's also a crank thing there. I found that, well, I don't know if, yeah, I just sort of stumbled upon that. I don't really know if you could claim to have found it. Well, no, you know what? I did find it. I did. That's exactly the definition of finding. What the hell am I going on about? Jesus Christ. Alright, 3 ought to be enough. We'll cook and eat these berries. And Okay, cool. Now we can build our science machine and clean up base a little bit. So, here we go. Yay! And we can refine 3 boards. 1, 2, 3! Hooray! And then, oh wait, hold on. Structures, chest. Cool. Alright, so that takes care of that. Let's try to organize some of our things. We want to keep it fairly spaced out here. We've got building materials, stones and whatnot. Let's do that in this chest. Okay, we won't need you right now, but we'll need you in the future. So, minerals. There we go. Mineral goods. There. I'm trying to come up with a way to remember how to do everything. And we have no more wood, so, you know, that was fun. Item exceeds carrying capacity. We need to go chop down a bunch of trees, so that'll be on the agenda here pretty soon. No, you know what? We might as well plant some trees relatively nearby. Oh. Okay, fine, whatever. Oh well. Well, we'll let this day end, and then we'll start on the next day. And yeah, this has been Cardboard Decoy playing Don't Starve. We'll continue to establish our base and make sure everything is in fine working order, and try to keep it dandy. And we'll see what ends up happening. It should be real interesting. Should be real fun. Hopefully not ending in a way quite as ignominious as being surprised by a Varg that I didn't know was a thing, or I had forgotten was a thing, and then, you know, dying unceremoniously and ending the run. That wasn't any fun for anybody, especially me. So, yeah, we'll continue on this little adventure here with WX78, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Have fun.